we rise to the top. Can't stop this flow. In the heart of the jungle, we're ready, let's go.
Alright.
In the heart of the jungle, we're ready, let's go.
Welcome everybody to another episode of the Roundtable here with Ben. What's going on, man?
Not much, bro. I would say what's up with you, but I saw when I walked in, you guys are getting some
planning the trip,
planned out. So
spending the in-laws' money.
Hey, better than your money.
Yeah, well, we'll see. I might have more charges on my card when I go up.
So what do you guys just speaking about that? You guys are locking in kind of some plans. You guys are
Just
taking a cool trip in February.
Yeah, just trying to get some plans settled. I mean, we started looking at some of the shore excursions when we're in Catalina and Ensenada and trying to decide what we want to do, if we want to do some or, trying to figure it out. There's a lot of like cheese tasting and food and tequila shots, and it's like, yeah, well,
Catalina wine mixer.
yeah,
That's all I think
yeah,
of when
right.
you say that. So I throw that.
So it'll be fun. It's gonna be a good trip. Just trying to lock down, like you said, all the details on it. That's probably our biggest trip of the year we're gonna take. So by the time we plan everything out, it's costly. You know how it is, but it'll be worth it.
It always comes back. So you make more money. Can't be at time back. So
no,
might as well take advantage of what you can do with it. So
just working on all the projects behind the scenes and working on building better relationships with people and that's been the biggest thing. I had a few opportunities to hang out with some friends and we did a quick workout with some of them the other day, but it was nice to hang out and just talk to them a little bit, get to know them a little bit more, and can't wait to continue to listen to them, and grow from them too. So,
that's one of the cool things about, really when you start kind of diving into yourself, and then also you start kind of finding those like-minded people that you can get around. And
it's amazing how they start to
just kind of
come around you when you're that way.
It's because you're ready, you're in that mindset where some people can't connect and some people can't if they're not there yet, but you start attracting kind of that. That's actually kind of funny because
I actually do have something for you in just a second. So
okay.
finish your statement.
So based on that, I was been trying to post more on social media, whatever, and I was looking at my current barber, and we were actually having a conversation 2 weeks ago when he was cutting my hair. And we're talking, and we have to get him on the podcast. He's got his own podcast too, and all this type of stuff. But we'll have to get him on. He's got a pretty cool story, I'm sure. But we're talking about kind of what got him into barbering, and this isn't my first time. We just have random conversations, and we're just talking about random stuff. And I'm like, have you ever thought about getting into like celebrity? Did you ever think of that aisle going down like celebrity or basketball player stuff like that? He's like, yeah, I thought about it when I was younger, blah blah. By the time, this is towards the end of a cut, so I'm finishing up. I'm like, look, man, I promise you, man, I'm going to get you posty. We were talking about Post Malone. I was like, imagine like Post Malone coming in. All you really need is cut his hair once, and then he'd be one of those people that I feel like would support you and be like, yeah, dude, I'll come by, and he doesn't necessarily have to keep getting his cut, but he'll, at least have the promotional side behind it, put your place on the map. And he's like, yeah, man, that'd be totally cool. I was like, man, look, I'm going to make that happen. I shit you not, dude. Today I log into, I'm, looking at stories, and he got a picture with Post Malone. And I'm like, holy. And I wrote him, and I was like, dude, the power of manifestation, man, it's crazy. We were just talking about this 2 weeks ago. And I didn't do anything, other than speak it into existence. And he spoke it into existence. And then look, boom, it happens. And I was like, that is crazy, man. But it goes back to, I think Annie says it's not like that fairy tale shit where you're like, you still have to put the action in. And God or whatever, the universe will put things in your way, the people in your way to help you navigate towards these goals or whatever you have in your life at that moment. Things will kind of start falling into place. But just wanted to share that with you, man. I thought it was super cool. I just saw it like an hour ago.
No, that is cool because we'd been talking about vision boards and stuff kind of along that same line. Like you got to visualize it and speak it into existence and then do the actions to get there. Mm-hmm. And what was crazy is I've had a vision of a house in my mind, right? Mm-hmm. And the other day we were laying in bed, and I'd been kind of dozing on and off. It's coming up on 11, past my bedtime, and I'm like, what are you doing? She's like, getting some stuff together for a vision board. I'm like, all right, cool. So I grab my phone, start looking, type in like luxury houses. And I'm like, babe, it's right here. I'm like, I've never looked at this house, but this is exactly what's been in my mind.
Yeah.
So just kind of now it's there. It's there. I mean, it's the things
Yeah.
we've talked about too. They're there. Now it's time to get the actions to get there,
Yep.
which is what we're working on starting Monday. I mean, the only reason Monday, because, you know, with the holiday falls in the middle of the week, companies can either be full force or not full force. So got to I had to pick a battle this time. And my battle was I'm going to wait a few days just based off of timing for when the holidays fell. So, but Monday, going to start hitting the ground hard running, getting some stuff in place and doing what I can to continue to support.
No, that's great.
With all that, kind of brings me back to my thought I was going to ask you about.
Mm-hmm.
So you've been doing the cold plunge. You took the plunge to buy the cold plunge.
I got it for Christmas.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Somebody took the cold.
Somebody asked some questions, and I said, yeah, I would probably, I definitely would use that.
And they took the plunge to get you it, and now you're making use of it, which is fabulous. And maybe you don't want to fully go into detail, but you told me your reward.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to talk about your goal to get to the reward?
Sure. So,
All of this just to kind of get the viewers of an idea of what you're doing in order to reward yourself with the chiller.
yeah. So the chiller in itself is about. I mean, it's not unreasonable. I think
They're like $700-800, something like that.
Yeah, with the kit that I saw, the whole thing. Once everything's out of the way, it's kind of like a DIY thing. Probably looking closer to $1,700 total. That's, you know, you got your chiller, you got your pump, you got your cleaning solutions, you got the hoses, everything.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
all that pretty stuff. So it's about $1,700. So it's something that, you know, realistically we could buy today if we wanted to. But do I need it today? No.
Delayed gratification.
Yeah, I was like, I'll just delay gratify what I can right now. It's wintertime. It's cold enough where the water is cold enough to use it that way. And, you know, I told Taylor, I was like, by spring, we'll do the chiller and the whole kit and everything. She's like, okay, cool. And this is what I'm going to do. So, you know, really the goal behind it is just to make an extra $5,000 a month. That's really, so it's nothing crazy. It's nothing like, you know, people are like, oh, you can do this. You know, it's just making an extra $5,000 a month, but before spring. So that's what April, I guess I put it. That's really the end goal. And there's little milestones in between that, whether it be, you know, you got your first 1,000 and you got your, you know, 2,500 and then the 5,000. That's kind of the way I played it out from here to April. But that's really the goal, is just to make an extra $5,000 from here to April continuously. Now, I'm not talking about,
just sell something and make the money.
Yeah, no. I'm talking about a consistent $5,000 consistently. So it doesn't necessarily mean if I, you know, get to April and then that's the first $5,000 month. If I don't, I need to have some consistency. So realistically, I'd have to hit it by March, April, to have those 2 months of consistent $5,000 a piece, and then be able to get my chiller. So that's really the way I looked at it. It's very possible. It's just
it's what you need to do.
It's going to take work, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's going to take the action to do for, you know, because it's like I said, I can go out today and get it if I wanted to, but it's like it's delay gratify that stuff now so that you can have more appreciation. Because if I get it now, if this is what's pushing me, right? If I know spring is really right around the corner, crazy enough, spring is right around the corner. It's going to start getting warm. I need that cold water.
I was about to say,
So,
on the stipulation of that, I say you have to make sure you do it at minimum 5 times a week. 5 times a week. In 7 days, you can miss 2.
oh, actually plunging?
Yeah.
So I'm doing every day.
Every day?
Yeah.
Okay. I was going to say, at minimum, I say you have to set a goal for 5.
Yeah, no. So I use the floor ceiling thing we've talked about before. So
Okay.
the floor is 5. You know, I'll commit to 5, and that just, you know, I started thinking, I was like, look, I'll be out of town. I can go, which really we're not traveling too much this year, but we're, you know, if we do, I'm going to commit to, you know, I won't do the plunge, but I'll do a cold shower for 3 minutes. So there's the ways around it that I've already kind of thought in my head.
Good.
But the commitment is at least 5, but I'm pushing for 7 every single day. Granted that, you know, because I'm not going to beat myself up if I miss a day, but I'm not going to also miss more than 2 days, because I feel like that's when you kind of start slipping into, I'll do 4, I'll do 3, 2, and then by the time you do, you're not using it. So
I was going to say, we were talking that going back to gym, we were talking, and she missed like a Friday or something because just the way her work schedule played out and everything. And she's like, I've got early client and I've got this much, and I know how I'm going to feel when I'm done. Granted, I can go, but I'm going to give myself the grace to say, okay, I'm not going today. But we both are like, the end, we're like, kind of, even like missing Christmas, we're like, this kind of sucks. Like, it's good to have
Yeah.
that time. Like, luckily it was open New Year's. So, I mean, this week's going to be 6 for both of us, but it's just hitting anything less than like 5, 6, unless there's a reason, you know. Even like on our vacation, we're going to be walking a ton. So it's not like we're going to be missing out on anything.
Right.
We're still going to be putting the steps in. But it's just missing that. Yeah, more than 1 or 2 days, I can't do it. It drives me crazy.
Well, it starts derailing you, right? It starts kind of taking you off the path that you want to be on, and then that discomfort gets worse because then you start thinking about, oh, I got to go back in, I got to go do this. You know, I was kind of talking about that today. Is, you know, I sat outside my cold plunge for like 15 minutes, like overthinking. I was supposed to get in at 11. I didn't get in until 11:17 or something like that, 11:15, because I was just sitting out there thinking about it. I was like, damn, like this shit's gonna be cold. It's not gonna feel good. But then I kept thinking, I was like, well, I did it yesterday and the day before that, or whatever, and I felt, you know, it sucks for an immediate second, and then you kind of get into it. And so, and then I started kind of watching, you know, some of the benefits of it, and I kind of seen stuff before, you know, but when I had done it before, and I don't remember who, I think it was Huberman that said, he was like, he talks about like walls that are in that process. And you can still use it for anything, right? You can use it for the gym. You can use it when you use the PR, whatever it might be. You know, there's these walls, and the first wall for cold plunge for me is, you know, the thought of getting in. I have to break through that first wall to wanting to do the cold plunge. So once you break that first barrier, now you're inside. Now you're in a flow state. But then the next wall or the next barrier is you're 30 seconds to a minute in, you're like, I want to get out of this. I don't want to be in here anymore. But you got to wait for that alarm clock to go off for 3 minutes. So you make it past that thought of like, I want to get out to, okay, I'm going to stay in. And then today was that extra barrier was, to me, was like, I'm going to get out, where the last 2 days I ran out and went inside and got warm. So I'm going to sit out here and kind of air dry for, you know, a couple minutes, kind of like just soak in this discomfort, and then go inside and do it. So it's like, you can use that for the gym. I mean, even if you're, you know, people are going to the gym now, day ones, whatever, from January 1st, that was your barrier, just getting to the gym. I think I've heard this before. It's like, you don't necessarily have to go in there and do an hour workout if you haven't worked out for a year or 6 months, whatever it might be, 10 years. Just go to the gym. Just be in the atmosphere of people, watching people work out. Get on the treadmill. Yeah, walk on the treadmill for 5-10 minutes. Leave. Do it again the next day, but be there for another 5 minutes. Whatever it might be, start building that up. That's good. Like, it's not optimal, right? But for you, that might be the start. Those are your barriers that you need to break down, because sometimes people, I feel like, try to jump too far into it, and then they'll go for a week and be like, oh, I can't do this. Just, you know, find your groove where you're comfortable, and then you start slowly getting those discomforts out of the way to build that resistance, that resiliency in that process. That's kind of how I've been seeing it. And yeah, it's I don't think it's going to get easier any day now. I don't think it's going to get easier in 30 days, 365 days. It's still going to suck. But I think you building that mental resilience of like, I'm just going to do it. You just start being more aware of those barriers and then how to break them down. I think that's really what I've felt the last couple of days. Is it doesn't get easier, I just get more aware of those barriers, and when I'm starting to have those thoughts, and then break free from them. So
I remember both times I've done it, it was, you're nervous, and then it's like, all right, get in. And I mean, luckily I had a group of people that wanted to get in. Well, the first time it was just me that was getting in.
Mm-hmm.
So I had nobody waiting on me, nobody behind me, I had just had people there to support me.
Right.
And I'm like, all right, let's do it. Like I didn't have that. But the second time there was people kind of waiting, and they're like, all right. And I had my wife with me at that time. And it was odd because the first time was a lot colder, even though the temperature was the same.
Mm-hmm.
But because she was having a harder time with it, I was able to focus my energy on her and not notice it. But I remember kind of thinking that some of those same things, like, man, it's going to suck. It's going to be cold.
Yeah.
But I remember when I did it. I mean, it's just like everything else. When you do hard shit, you feel good.
You do.
I mean,
I'm high right now, bro. I did it at 11. I didn't even have that energy drink. I just wanted it because I wanted the taste of it. But man, I'm juiced up. Like, you know what I mean? You feel like literally like a high. Like I'm on a drug, dude. Like, it's crazy. is it feels great. It don't feel great in the moment, but when you get out, you're like, damn, dude, I kicked ass. Like,
You know, I will say this after the first, and I actually kind of commend you for having a shirt on because fuck that. First of all,
it held it in.
yes, yeah. Well, and just wet clothes in general, like because I've done it in just swimming suit both times. So the shirt, I got to commend you for that because I feel like it is a lot harder with that on.
I think it's easier, but I don't know. It's harder when I put the shirt on because it's still wet and I'm like, oh fuck this. I think this is cold. That's what I've been thinking the last couple of days.
Yeah,
like this cold. Wait till you get in. You wait another 2 minutes. You're gonna get in even colder. I haven't thinking about it like that, but it's hard, but it feels good, man. It really does.
To me, the shirt clinging on me would be the worst part.
Yeah.
Like
I see what you're saying. Yeah,
because I mean,
it's touching your.
It's just it's that when you get that. I mean, it's like we talked about the cold showers.
Yeah.
Like I've talked about it. We've talked about it with wife, friends. It's like it's great when it's in that moment, but the second that water goes somewhere else on your body, cold as shit, and it drives you insane.
That's why I think actually cold showers are actually harder than.
100%. I'd rather jump in a cold plunge any day.
Yeah.
If I had the choice, I'd be like, no, give me that water. I don't care if you make it 10 degrees colder. I'm getting in that damn thing.
That's what I think. I think showers are worse than.
One of these days, I want to do the polar plunge.
The polar plunge.
They have to tether you. No, it's in like Antarctica.
Oh shit!
You're tethered.
Oh, into like a fucking.
Yeah, you have a harness.
20-degree water or something.
Yeah, like
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'd be fun.
Yeah.
It'd be an experience.
You got to try it at least once.
Yeah. You know, once things are moving in the right direction,
we'll go.
It's 100%.
We'll do it as a family.
100%. It's happening.
Speaking on that, that where you were with Sophie and you were kind of focusing, so that focus of what you were thinking was kind of gone because you were trying to help her. I think that's super true because they always say that the more, I think we've talked about it before, is like the more you focus on somebody else, the less time you have to worry about your own stresses and your own things that you're going through. Well, Gamry in the first dip, like she wanted to do it. She heard me. She's like, "Oh, I want to do it with you." I was like, "All right, it's gonna be cold." She's like, "Yeah, okay." So I was like, "Go change." I go change. So I go in. That actually was one of that was the first one that I've done in at least a year. And so that was actually not as bad until she left. Because in that moment, I was so focused on like, I just got to get her in. I just want her to do it I told her, just do it for 10 seconds. Come in, come out, get out, and you're done. She didn't do it because, she just let her mind get to it. But even today, she's like, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. Couldn't do it that day, but I'm going to do it. And I'm like, well, I believe you. You're going to get to it. But it was true. As soon as she left and they went inside to dry her off, dude, I was struggling because that was that. I was like, I'm not thinking. I'm just feeling everything in my body. Like it's just, this just sucks. And so I agree. Having something else to focus on makes it easier sometimes, because you're not so like focused on what exactly is going on in your body. Because when you start feeling everything, your hands start getting cold. Your feet start getting too cold. Those are the only two things for me: is my feet and my hands. My hands and my feet are the worst. I can take on everything else, but something about my feet and my hands, I just start. And then the guy was like, "If you want to make it worse, move. Don't be stoic. Don't just sit there and like take it. Like make waves because I guess when you submerge yourself, your body starts building like a barrier around it." She's like, "You want to make it worse? Move while you're in there." And I did. I was like, "Oh man, this is tough, bro. Like it's hard. It is a lot. I'm gonna have some fun with it for sure." Like I said, my point is just to, I'll take the Jocko kind of. That's kind of my thing about it is I'm just gonna do something super simple, man. I'm just gonna take the Jocko approach. How he posts his watch in the morning and. It's 4:30 or whatever, and he's got his workout done. That's my plan with this, and I'm just gonna post a couple of words and nothing long, and just be me in the cold plunge, and hopefully, somebody sees that, I'm like, man, if he's doing it, I can do it, because I ain't nobody. Like this is just something I picked up. I was like, look, I'm just gonna do it. I'm just gonna take it, and my daughter's watching me, my wife watches me, and maybe if they want catch the itch, but I want to do it too. Even once a week, twice a week, whatever it might be, once a month. If you do it, we get more people to do it, even just once in their life. I mean, I always wanted to do it. I just never thought I'd actually go to a place to do it. And then I did it, and I was like, this is pretty fucking amazing. Like, you get wiped. I'll tell you that.
Oh, yeah. You're exhausted. Like, after you're done, once you tank, you tank.
Because the sauna and that, I forget what, there's a thing for it. I don't remember what they call it. But, yeah, when you do the sauna and you do the cold plunge, that I guarantee you, I think you guys did that last time too, but you'll be so freaking tired, bro. I left that and I was like, I'm wiped. I feel like I just did a workout because they say that, when you hit the sauna, they say that up to a certain temperature, you're like literally like you're an active workout. Your body thinks you're an active workout. Then you hit it to a plunge and all the endorphins go, all your dopamine goes through the roof. And then you do an hour. So 3 or 4 cycles, I don't remember what it was, of that back and forth. Dude, I was wiped. I told Tails, like, I felt like this is probably one of the hardest workouts I feel like I've had in a while. She's like, how? I was like, I don't know. Like, I just feel wiped.
See, the second time when we did it together, it was cold plunge, and then they're like, if you want, you can get in the sauna. So we didn't get back in the cold plunge. But yeah, I mean, period. You're on a high because your body's still trying to react, still trying to warm itself up, still trying to do everything. I mean, the first time I ever did one was the day my cat went missing.
Oh, is that when you guys did it first?
That's when I did it first. She had done it first the week before, and then I went and did it the following week. And when I came home, I didn't have the time to, I guess, acclimate to it all because I instantly was, okay, I got to go search.
Yeah.
And so I think it took a little bit away, but the second time it was on our anniversary, actually. We did breath work in the morning and then cold plunge right after, and it happened to be our actual anniversary.
Yeah.
We did a float tank and then that. So back to back, we did more spiritual, mental awareness things, which was really cool for,
really cool.
An anniversary. Just instead of doing the normal, go to dinner, have a drink, do all this fancy stuff, it was, okay, let's get some dinner, let's go do a float tank. And then in the morning, we're going to get up and we're going to go do some breath work and work on ourselves. And then we're going to hit a cold plunge to continue to work on ourselves. So it was cool. It was a way to do an anniversary. I mean, it was fun.
That is cool.
100% down to do it again.
I'm excited for you guys to go to that place, man. Seriously,
it'll be fun.
It's nothing like I've ever done before. Now I was like, I had done cold plunges, the cold showers and stuff like that, cold baths before, but something about the immersion with sauna and that, like, and cycles of it, your mind just is like, why are you doing this? Because you go from extreme. I'm trying to remember. I think we started in the sauna. I want to say we started in the sauna. And then you go straight to but you end on a cold plunge. Holy crap, dude. I don't know, something about, like, man, and even right now when I do the cold plunges and I get out and I go upstairs, and, take the shirt off or whatever and kind of, air dry for a second in my bathroom. Just looking at my body, dude, it's red and it's like, I can only imagine as I get more shredded and stuff, like, because I feel like everything in your body contracts.
Yeah.
And it's just like, I'm like looking at myself, I'm like, damn, dude, I like, bigger than I usually do right now. Like, I feel like everything's coming out, but it's because everything in your body is just, I feel like it could be wrong, but that's what I feel. Like, everything in your body is just so contracted because it's freezing. Like, it's trying to, like, get back and going. It's crazy, man. I'm super excited about it. And, now that I'm out of it, but, tomorrow will be another battle to do it again. But I feel good, man. I feel really, really good about it. I feel that, and it helps me get confidence. It helps me get momentum back. I mean, I go out and I'll be like, oh, I got to do this. I'm like, shit, if I did that. And my plan is to get to the mornings right before I work out. So 4:45, wake up, go straight downstairs, do it real quick, 3 minutes, go upstairs, dry off, and then go hit the gym with Taylor downstairs. That's kind of the plan. That was my plan from the beginning with. That's been my plan the last 2 days. And I'm like, I keep waking up. I'm like, fuck, man, I don't want to fucking do it right now. But there will be a time in the next couple weeks where I'll just get to that pace where, okay, I'm just going to do it early in the morning, because they recommend if you do it, don't do it 2 hours after, at least wait 2 hours after your workout to do it if you don't want to fuck with hypertrophy.
I don't know how to say it,
whatever it's called. But they just say to wait 2 hours just to kind of get yourself the full benefits, and you should be fine. Or do it before your workout. And like I said, if I'm going to do it before, it's 4:45. I don't know.
So,
I don't know.
Family workout. I saw you did that.
Yeah.
What do you feel stronger when you're doing that?
I fucking love it.
Like, I know.
It's not even feel stronger, man. It just feels good. Because I was riding the bike while they were doing that, because obviously we don't have a huge gym, but I'm doing the bike, but I just look over and, like, my wife's getting it, my daughter's, like, really getting it, and I look over and Camry's doing the tricep pull downs, but she's doing them wrong. So I'm like, hey, straighten up your back, and then she's trying to do it. And Taylor walks over to her and she's trying, putting her arms in the right position, coaching her how to do it. I'm kind of, telling her some things from my side. And then I'm like looking at it. I'm like, I think the weight's too heavy. Taylor, oh yeah, the weight's too heavy. Taylor fixes the weight. And then she's like, starts doing it. Gammy starts doing it. And I'm like, this is like, what more can I ask for right now? I'm like, most people be like, this is shitty. We're wasting a Thursday night. We could be upstairs watching TV and we're downstairs getting it. And I'm just like, I'm in heaven. Cause I'm like, my wife and my daughter, like my daughter's seeing this, like she's seeing her mom and she's seeing her dad, do these things. And then she's wanting to do it. She's over there doing pull-ups. And then Taylor finishes her workout. She's like, I'm going to go upstairs and get ready for bed. I'm going to go, cool. I still got probably 20 minutes. And then, so I'm downstairs with just me and Gamry. And Gamry's got her little videos. She's looking on YouTube, finding workout videos. And I'm sitting there in that moment yesterday. I'm like, damn, like that's what I want to see. Because that's what I know that I do. If I want to find something, I know I just got to pull up my phone and YouTube and try to find it. And I didn't have to tell her. She found a whole workout routine. She's sitting there doing ab workouts. And I'm like, she was working the whole time I was. So it was like a good 25, 30 minutes by the time I wrapped up. And she still wasn't done. I was like, well, how much longer you got? I got like 5 more minutes. I was like, okay, I'm going to jump on the bike. I'll let you finish, and then we'll go upstairs. Man, she was doing some crazy fucking ab workouts. And I'm like, dang, like, but she felt good. And, I'm sweating. And she, I get off the bike. And she's like, am I sweating? And I'm like, no, not really. Not touch her head. And I was like, oh, you're a little bit, She's like, dang. I was like, look, you don't got to sweat every time. I was like, did you feel like it was good? She's like, yeah. I was like, then you did good. And so to me, I was like, I felt good. So it wasn't like, so yeah, I perform a lot better because they're there, right? It's like that, I gotta lead the way, do the things there, but it just felt good to see them doing their thing, and my wife's getting it, my daughter's getting it, thinking of like, oh my, I've been posting about Gamry and stuff. I'm like, they really like ain't a lot of kids raising want to be, they're not doing this,
No.
and I'm not pushing her. She just wants to, and I'm like, she's gonna be a fucking killer by the time she's 15, 16. Guys or girls, like, you know what I mean? She knows jiu-jitsu. She's good at gymnastics. She's starting to hit the weights. She's starting to do core exercise. She's starting to do flexibility. Man, like, what else can I ask for? Like, at 11 years old, I wasn't doing that shit. I was outside playing with marbles and eating fucking Cheetos. Not saying she doesn't either.
Like we talked about before, times are different, though. Like, we spent, it's me, too, spent a lot of time outside riding my bike, rollerblades, basketball.
Active in different ways.
Yeah, active in different ways, and I got a little bit older. Then it was paintball, and we were running and sprints, and my freaking asshole brother, my coach was always like, give it your all if I can see somebody's not, and the boy can run, and he would purposely make us run more till we yelled at him, which, looking back, now I'm like, shit, I was grateful. I should have been grateful at the time, like, bro's trying to push us all to be better.
Yeah.
He's fast little bastard, but, at the time I'm like, dude, you're killing me. But now I'm like, man, that's what I should have been doing. Like, yo, let's go. I'll pace you. We'll go slow. We'll run it. Now that's what I would do.
Yeah.
Like, yo, you want to, yeah. You guys want this done in 5 minutes? No, man, let's go 10. Why not?
Yeah.
It's just, I just ask because I've been having more opportunities to work out with my wife, and we're doing the same program, and it's like last night, I'm like, well, what are you doing? I was like, you're doing those, right? She's like, yeah. She's like, I guess that's where I'm starting.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right. I'm like, you're going to have to help me put these up because we're going a little bit bigger for at least 2 sets. She's like, all right, let's go. And I'm like, I wanted to get bigger, but I put too much energy into those, but it's just nice to have that opportunity. You've never worked out with my wife, but she loves to push.
Yeah.
And then I'm competitive with her, so it's like, well, okay, you just did that. I guess I got to do at least this or more every time. So I enjoy it a lot. I love watching her grow. It's a mental, a physical, it's an emotional thing watching her grow and hit new PRs and all this, put the work in. And, hopefully it's the same for her. And I was just, it's one of those things that brings a new appreciation.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I think, you can see that between the two, you two, is that you guys, kind of feed off each other in that gym aspect, which is great. it can be a good dynamic where, you can push each other to new limits, but it also can translate into something even greater, in your relationship and your, with your business ventures. Like, you guys have that right dynamic where you can push each other to kind of to the next level. And, and the gym is a great start, and you've been doing that for a while now. You guys kind of worked out here and there. And
For the most part, it was like Fridays and Saturdays, and then
which is
now,
cool.
now it's trying to get me to sleep more, which isn't necessarily happening, but we're working on it. I mean, my body doesn't want to wake up, doesn't want to sleep in. I guess I should say it wants to wake up. I mean,
you need it, man. You really do. It's super fucking helpful to
yeah.
shit, you know what I mean?
I think I was telling my buddy I went and worked out with today. I was like, I was up at 3 today. I was up till about 4:30, and then I was back out. And then the wife left and went to the gym. Which, I mean, again, I commend this woman because she looks at her schedule and she goes, okay. I'm like, hey, are you gymming in the morning? She's like, yeah, I guess I am. I'm like, all right, well, I'll go after you. She's like, okay, that's okay. And she got up, set her alarms, got up, went to the gym, did her thing, came home. I went and did my thing. But it's like I fell asleep for periods, but, I don't sleep very well. But we're working on that. We're getting there.
Cold plunge.
Yeah.
Cold plunge, man. Yeah, the guy was like, if you want to get a good sleep pattern, cold plunge, and then go. You don't have a sauna. I'm actually looking at getting a sauna, but
I know I want one too.
So he said, yeah, do like a 15-minute sauna and then just do a quick cold plunge for an hour, like a minute, and then go, get ready for bed. He's like, you'll sleep totally different. And it goes back to what we talked about, being wiped from the, sauna to the, So I'm wondering if something like that would help, but.
It's I just got to get all the nasal blockage shit back out. Then I'll sleep a little bit better.
Yeah, man. I appreciate that question, and I think
I thought it was a good one to ask so that people can understand what you're doing for delayed gratification in this instance.
Delayed gratification is big, man. We've talked about it before, and I think it's nowadays instant gratification or just getting whatever you want because we have the access to it. It's easy, and really being able to feel the discomfort of whatever it might be, whether it be, the materialistic thing or, even some of our mentors told us before, like, even if you can afford to go out every single day to eat, like, why don't you just delay gratify and just eat, Saturday, Sunday out, like, just give yourself that delayed gratification because then you'll just get used to having everything instantly. And then when you don't get it, you'll feel like you're some sort of a failure. It's not adequate to your expectation. But realistically, the expectation, especially when it comes to entrepreneurship or anything, is you got to have that longevity mindset. It's not going to happen overnight. You know what I mean? In anything.
Yep. Exactly.
Whether it be everything is revolved around sales, and sales comes with whenever you're selling it, then you got to build a relationship with the person. That's really the way to look at sales. And some people try to get in and just get it done, and then. You just you're gonna blow it. You know what I mean? And
look at the 15 seconds of fame, people. I mean,
they're in today and gone tomorrow. So
yeah, there's a lot of them that made a ton of money and then ended up in more problems than they started with. So,
so yeah, man. I think there's a lot of great things to look forward for this year, and I think
it's gonna be a good year.
It's gonna be a great year, man. It's gonna be one of great achievements being completed and. A lot of memories being made. I think that's the biggest part of it. And, however those things play out, if there's something huge and, which we have planned, we'll see. But man, it's going to be a great year. I already know it. I feel it. And, little things like this, don't take the cold plunge as something that, this guy thinks he's showing the shit off. Like, just take it as like people, it's really that simple. Just get started with something. And it can be cold plunges, honestly, are super easy to, I mean, I think, it's like $200, but $200, to kind of change your perspective on, okay, I can do hard shit. I think is well worth it. And if it just takes that to start building confidence to do other things, fuck, man, it really is worth it. I don't have a fucking cold plunge to sell, but I'm just saying, I mean, you can go get what are those things called? The horse.
You can go get a horse trough, fill it up with ice, man. It doesn't matter. Just do hard shit.
Something.
Like, do something.
Take
Get
a
out of the
shower.
comfort zone. Yeah, something.
Everybody's got a shower, I'm assuming, if you listen to this in your house. And so things like that. And I don't know, man. I think it's worth it. I really do. And or if it's even just going to the gym, if you're, a gym goer, or if you're, You know, if you don't like talking to people, go talk to somebody every single day. Go have a random conversation with a stranger. Say hi to them. I don't know. Find things that are making you uncomfortable. Just do it, and hopefully that uncomfortableness and that win, because it is a win, you at least mark that off your checklist, man. Because we all need wins. We've talked about this before. We all need at least one win a day to keep you moving forward and keep you in the right momentum.
Yeah.
Just the beginning of the year. Get that momentum however you can. Jesus.
Stack the wins.
Take your wife out for a fucking date. You know, kiss her and tell her you love her every single day. If your relationship shit, so I don't know, figure something out. There's multiple things, and
put the work in. I mean, the end of the day is just put the work in.
That really is what it is. Just do something, because we talk a lot about shit, but you just got to really do it. That's just the real reason behind it. And
words are cheap.
Yeah, 100%.
What is it? Talk is cheap.
Talk is cheap.
You know, actions are going to show everything. It goes a long way in everything.
Whether
it's personal, business, I mean, it's talk's cheap. We can sit here and talk for hours and hours about everything. I mean, you could listen to the gurus that have millions of dollars, Andy, Ed Milet, all these guys. But if you're not putting any of their tasks into action, it's going to take forever. Yeah, you're never going to get shit done.
No, you can read every book.
Yeah, you can read every book,
every podcast, all that shit. They've said it a million times.
Yeah, 100%. They've said it. They say it almost every episode. If you're not going to put the work in, don't fucking bother.
Getting the information isn't the hard part no more. That was the biggest. That was the biggest hard, I think, part before. Is the information really it was out there, but it wasn't as accessible as it is now. You really don't have an excuse anymore.
Nope. Take the chance.
Outside of you just not wanting to do it, or not willing to do it, there's not really there really isn't anything else. I mean, maybe financial, but even that, there's ways around it. So there's always a way around it. That's just the reality. And you find a story that people say, oh, I'm in this situation. You'll find somebody that has the same situation that made it work. So I don't know, man.
You got anything else for him?
Nah, dude, just go do something. Do something with your life, because it's too fucking short. It really is.
The only thing I'll tell you guys is take the chance. I happen to have a book over here, Relentless, Tim Grover. If you've read it, if you haven't, pick it up. Man sent a chance, sent letters out, and of course the only person he didn't, Michael Jordan. But guess who gave him the chance? Because he reached out to people.
Yeah.
And guess what? He helped some of the greatest basketball players, and still, from my understanding, to this day does.
Yeah.
So.
And I'll put it out now, because I know that the power of manifestation is real. Based on what we said last time, we're going to get some fucking heavy hitters in here. I promise you, whether it be your normal, Joe Schmo that is around Salt Lake, but I guarantee you we're going to have some huge ass names on this podcast. Don't believe me now? Watch us do it, because I'm fucking speaking into existence. We will have multiple people that are massive players in the personal growth section, industry, whatever you want to call it. They're going to be on this podcast. So stay tuned, guys. We got a lot for you guys.
Yes, we do. Thank you, guys.
Thanks, guys.
The Roundtable Podcast, where we talk to our personal growth, struggles, and journey.